Welcome to Tyrannosaurus Riffs. My name is Brandon, and today we're going to recreate Sodo's Fender Strat from Ghost. What's going on? I hope you're doing well out there. I'm going to dive right in because I feel like we have a lot of ground to cover today. So what started as a Fender American Performer, now, just so you know, the Fender American Performer is the bottom of the American series. They are $13.99 at the time of this filming. But if you ask nicely, depending on your retailer, you can get a good deal. I got this for $11.25 through Musician's Friend. Thank you, Lizzie. But why did I want this guitar? Well, I saw Ghost, and I'm a huge fanboy of Ghost. I love them so much. If you've been here before, you know that already. I saw them perform a couple years ago, and Sodo, one of the guitarists, was playing a white-on-white Strat. And that began my research on trying to find that guitar because I was like, that thing is absolutely gorgeous. I love the white with the black hardware. It took me forever and I could not find one until I stumbled across a thread on Reddit. Now, speculation, Sodo's got three. Actually, it's not speculation. Sodo has three of these models. There's potentially this one. I don't know if the specs are the exact same, which is a Fender American Performer having the string trees replaced with black and then black Fender locking tuners. You've got 22 medium frets on a rosewood fingerboard and dot inlays, an alder body painted in the Arctic white. The pickguard was replaced with a white pickguard. In the bridge position, I have a Hot Rails humbucker. I know it's a single coil size, but this is a humbucker, I guarantee you. And then we've got in the middle position an SSL5 custom, and in the neck position we have a Seymour Duncan cool rails. I've replaced the knobs on this with the white as well as the switch tip for the 5-way position switch. For the bridge, we've got a Floyd Rose rail tail that is completely made of brass, and I will tell you that it adds a lot of heft to this guitar. It is not a light guitar by any means. Now the neck is made of maple and is a 25.5-inch scale on a 9.5-inch radius and is a modern C-shape bolt-on neck. I've also added Floyd Rose noiseless springs, and this guitar could not be complete without Sodo's "You Suck" sticker. Now, this is one of his three models, like I said. The other two, from speculation on those, one appears to be an Ed O'Brien. It's not the Arctic white. It appears to be a vintage or cream type of white. But what sets that apart is it's got sustainer switches. Now, his Holy Grail model, which I wish I had. I love this guitar, but I really wish that I had the other model. He's got one of these that appears the exact same, but it's got the floating Floyd Rose bridge. This one is a dive only, which is fine, but I do like having the floating bridge. So if I could have found a white Fender to recreate this masterpiece, I would have. One of my favorite things about this, though, is the oversized headstock. And while the Ed O'Brien appears to be one of his guitars, he swapped the neck because those generally come with maple. Now, if this is a guitar that you would like to own and customize on your own, I will link down below in the description every single part that I put on this guitar. Literally, I think the only thing left to do that I literally could do is change the claw on the springs to brass. But other than that, I mean, everything else has been changed since I got it. So I will also note that after changing everything, I did notice when I got it and it was stock, it seemed to have a lot of buzz, but I was like, oh, whatever, I don't really care. I pulled it out of the box and started customizing it within hours. But once I started setting everything up and getting everything put in place, I noticed there was a lot of fret buzz. So typical, you need a setup, especially when replacing that many parts. But after messing with it for a little bit, I noticed the buzz wasn't going away and it seemed to almost be getting worse. I'm not going to claim to be the greatest at setup, so I was like, you know what, I don't have the time for this. It's worth the money. My Luthier, I've been using him for 10 years. He gives me a great deal. So I called him and said, hey, I need a standard setup on a Fender. He said, cool, bring it on by. Fast forward to a couple days later, I go to pick it up and he's like, that is one of the noisiest guitars I've ever had. And I asked him why. I never told him that it was really noisy with fret buzz, but he said that he had to kind of go over all the frets with a hammer again because some of them weren't properly seated, which kind of bums me out because generally I buy guitars used, but this one was brand new. So I feel like anything over $1,000 especially, your frets should be seated properly. So he did mention that it took him a minute to get this set up because he had to kind of go over and reseat some of these. He didn't say how many, he just said a handful or more because he said it was a really noisy guitar. But he's the man. This guitar plays fantastically. It's really comfortable. I really don't have any complaints. I'm super, like, for a single setup, this is the way to go. For me, at least, you know. You guys that are out there playing more of the clean stuff and you're more intricate with your single coils, that's fantastic. That's just not who I am. So the humbucker single coils work well for me. Now, with this being more or less a video about Ghost, I want to know your favorite Ghost song. If you'll comment it below, let's talk about Ghost and let's talk about guitars. Along with the links below, there's going to be affiliate links. Those do not cost you anything to use, but they help you support this channel and help me greatly. So if you use an affiliate link, I'd really appreciate it. Another thing to note, this isn't the official, you know, Sodo specs. He could be using bare knuckle Cobra blade pickups. I really don't know what he's using for sure. I just went with the Seymour Duncan configuration because I thought it'd be fun and it looks about the same anyways. Now, if I had to do it again, I didn't know this at the time. Fender does sell a loaded pick guard that has a hot rails set. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll also link that down below. But I went with just a custom set, but I could have saved money by buying the loaded pickguard and time by not having to solder. But again, I have a very custom set of pickups. I'm very happy with them. What do you think? I think that Fender should put this into production. I think they could make a made in Mexico version and save a lot of money. Obviously, buying this brand new and buying all these different parts, I'm into this quite a bit, but I really think that Fender would benefit from making at least a made in Mexico version of this guitar. I mean, Ghost is huge globally at this point, and I love them so much. With all that being said, I feel like I've been blabbering. I feel like this video's gone on forever. It probably hasn't, but I feel like I've been talking a lot because I'm a big super nerd of Ghost and guitars in general. I really do appreciate your time. I know it's valuable. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.